Hello, fellow beer lovers. I am visiting Finland right now, and I've taken a stroll to the countryside of Finland, just outside of Helsinki. And I thought it's a beautiful day. Let me grab something nice to drink. And what better time would it be than to try something unusual and very, very Finnish? This is a Finnish Sahti beer. It is an ancient beer that goes back 1,000 or so years. It's still brewed to this day. I've managed to get hold of one from their local alcohol shop that's owned by the government. It's called Alko. Um, this one is brewed by, and Finnish people forgive me if I butcher this, Mallas Sepät Brewery, coming from Naantali in Finland. Um, as I said, it's an ancient recipe, hasn't changed very much to this day. It's a little bit like your farmhouse styles. Perhaps some of you may be aware of farmhouse styles in Belgium or in Norway. In Norway, they're using the Kvike yeasts. I guess this is kind of similar. It is like an ancient recipe and it's passed down through families in the countryside, still brewed by farmers. I'm reading up on it. I'm told that you can, walk into your local kind of village or town shop and they have them in plastic containers and you enjoy it in a few days before it spoils. So this brewery is managing to produce it in a can form, which allows me to try it near Helsinki. I've never tried one of these. I have no idea what to expect with it. All I know is what I've been reading up on it. So the recipe predates the use of hops. So they use juniper branches instead of hops to exert the kind of like flavors like the earthy or piney or perhaps even juicy flavors that hops would do in modern day beers. They're using barley and rye and possibly wheat as well in some occasions. And then the yeasts are either kind of like bread yeasts or strains that have been passed down through, farmers for centuries perhaps. So as I said, I have absolutely no idea what to expect to this. I don't know if this is going to be a little bit sour, a little bit sweet, dry, bready. I have no idea. I'm very, very intrigued. I'm really actually quite excited to try this. This one particular one is has the word tumma written on it, which I'm told in Finnish means dark. So I'm expecting a dark pour. I imagine it's going to be from like maybe a slightly roasted rye or something. So I'm imagining kind of like almost a roasty kind of flavor mixed with the juniper branches. So possibly hints of berry and fruits, then maybe like pine, woody. I have no idea. This is a whole new thing for me. So let's see how it is. Let's see how it pours. Let's see how it smells and tastes together. Let's find out. Okay, so here it is. It is poured very dark, not much carbonation. The head went very quickly. So let's give it a smell. Wow. Yeah, it smells very sweet and then quite fruity actually. I'd say it's a little bit like smelling banana bread, but then with maybe a bit of like, I don't know, like berry or other fruits involved as well. But that kind of like sweet kind of banana bread smell um, is what's hitting me. It smells amazing actually. I could smell that all day. Um, yeah, very sweet and banana-y and yeah, some kind of fruits. So let's see. Yeah, wow. I didn't know what to expect from it at all, but that's actually really nice. Just taking it all in. It's like you can get that it's 9%. I think I forgot to say that at the start, but it's a 9% beer, so you can definitely tell that there's that kind of higher alcohol content in it, but it's not burning or anything. It's actually it tastes like a boozy kind of how can I describe it? You know, like when you pour rum on a cake, like a Christmas cake or something. It's kind of sweet and boozy, but it's not harsh or you know, on your back of your throat or anything. It's just nice. That's what this tastes like. It's kind of like a boozy banana bread, and then with yeah, it's like you can get that kind of juniper hint to it. So boozy banana bread, juniper hint, like in terms of like the piney kind of woody kind of texture to it. I was expecting maybe juniper berries, and I wasn't sure whether it was going to go kind of juniper berries and they put actual juniper berries in it, or if it's actually from the branches. Then I was thinking it's going to go way more kind of woody and perhaps even piney, which is why I stood in front of a forest, because I thought maybe that might connect it. And it's definitely gone towards more of the kind of woody piney, but nowhere near as far as I thought it would be. So actually, I think the yeasts are doing quite a lot here in terms of that kind of banana-y esters. And then the juniper is kind of rounding it out. So the branches of the juniper is rounding it out in a way that like hops would bring, I don't know, like a hazy pale ale. Is not bitter, but the hops kind of bring it round, so it's not too sweet and cloying from the malts. I think that's what the juniper branches are doing here, and you can see why they would add that, you know, over the centuries. Because if they left out the branches, you would just be left with this kind of sweet, alcohol-y kind of drink. So it kind of blends together quite well. So this is a traditional recipe, but I've managed to get some in a can. I think you normally buy it in local shops from like, you know, jugs or little containers or whatever. Very basic, very traditional, you know, very local. But I managed to get it in a can, and this Mallassepät Brewery is producing it still in a traditional way, but they have to, I guess, change the process to try and fit it for a can which lasts, you know, 3, 5, 6, 7 months fresh in a can. I think traditionally they produce it and then they drink it within a few days because it spoils quite quickly. But reading the can, I don't know if you can see the thing, if that focused. So they're saying that it's crafted with passion and expertise. This rich and full-bodied Sahti offers a true taste of Finland's brewing heritage, inviting you to experience the deep rustic flavors of this ancient style. So I think they're still trying to stay true to form, true to the tradition. If you look at the ingredients on the can, they're listing barley, rye, juniper, but interestingly, they're also listing hops. So that is probably either to modernize the recipe a little bit, just to add a little bit more, or I don't know, something to do with preservation. I don't know what it is, but they are adding hops. So that is something slightly more, a little bit extra to what would be a traditional Sahti recipe. But I can't taste anything in it in terms of hops. For me, having never tried this before, this does taste very, very rustic and very, very traditional. I wasn't sure what to expect from it, but in terms of flavors I do know from drinking a lot of beers, this is nothing like I've tried before. Excuse the plane that's decided to fly right overhead. So, thank you to Finnair for its adverts. I'm not getting sponsorship from Finnair, but they've decided to get involved in the video. Anyway, so I'm quite impressed by this brewery. I think I'm going to try some other beers that they produce. I've looked into their range, and they produce lots of kind of modern styles. But I wanted to try this one because I'm in Finland and it is traditionally Finnish. So I picked this one up from the shop. And yeah, I'm quite impressed with it. I think I could drink more of these. Maybe not many because it's 9% and it's quite dangerous to be drinking 9% beers, especially when it's, you know, 30 degrees out and it's the height of summer. But I could see myself when it's, very, very cold in the winter. I visit Finland quite frequently, and when it's very, very cold in the winter, it's nice to have something. I think that's why imperial stouts are quite popular here. It's nice to have something that's quite warming, you know, the heat from the alcohol, etc. And I can see this also working in the winter time in terms of that kind of, I don't know, yeah, it's not like harsh heat like you would from drinking, I don't know, vodka or something, but it's definitely there. And I think it would be quite enjoyable by a fireplace. Now, I don't know if that's traditional in Finland or if this is very much like a spring or a summertime enjoyment. But yeah, I mean, banana bread, sweet, malty, and then that kind of piney woodiness from that juniper branch. For me, it's enjoyable. I'm enjoying it on a hot day like today, but I think I also might enjoy it during the winter. But overall, didn't know what to expect from this, and I'm quite impressed. So Finland, you guys are doing well to keep what is 1,000-year-old beer going. The only thing I could link it to that's anywhere close to where I come from is mead, which is made from honey. I've also visited Ethiopia. I used to live in Ethiopia, and they also make a form of mead called tej, and that goes back hundreds, if not 1,000 or longer years. So I love that kind of long-standing history to things, and that's why I really wanted to try Sahti. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think Finns will forgive me because I'm, I'm making an effort. But yeah, I would recommend if you're coming to Finland or if you can somehow get this somewhere else, Mallas Sepät, Sahti Tumma. It's very, very nice. It's well worth tasting. You're seeing history. You're seeing how people used to drink beers, you know, 900 years ago, 1,000 years ago, and it's still going to today. Still going today, and it's very Finnish, very Nordic, and well worth a try. So check it out. Cheers.